Hello and welcome to our virtual open evening. My name is Ben Doyle and it is my great privilege to be the head teacher of St Peter's Catholic All Through School. I think the real challenge of having a virtual open evening is that we've got to try to convey to you an understanding and an insight as to what it is to be part of our school community. So as well as my brief introductory talk, we've got videos from other members of staff and from some of our children to really help you understand what it is we're about here at St Peter's. Our primary phase opened back in 2014, but St Peter's has been part of the community for much longer than that. This is the first cohort of children who joined us all the way back in 1936. There were 60 children back then and a small handful of staff. Over the years, we've grown to be a thriving community of over 2,000, and this photograph was taken on our 80th anniversary. And in the picture, you've got all the children from the secondary phase forming the star, and the children from the primary phase forming the circle around the star. And really, to me, it helps to signify what we are about as a community. Because although we've got two sites, we've got the secondary site at Southbourne and we've got the primary site at Iford, we are one community, we are one school. We have a primary phase and we have a secondary phase. And by joining us in the primary phase, your place is guaranteed right the way through to the secondary phase as well. So St Peter's is part of the Catholic Diocese of Portsmouth, and we're also part of the Lasallian order. And we educate boys and girls between the ages of 4 and 18. And the picture here, the wonderful picture, is one of our students from the secondary phase helping our children from the primary phase. It's a great photo and we really look for opportunities where we can work together across both sites. Being an all-through school, there are 2 days in particular that stand out for me in the school calendar. The first is the feast day of St Peter and St Paul. This is where the entire school community gathers together at Southbourne on our playground. Here we've got over 2,000 children and adults to celebrate the feast day of St Peter's. Another day where we all come together is a day called the Be More Clare Day, and this is where we celebrate the life of a member of staff here who sadly died a few years ago. And we come together to raise money for good causes and to help educate ourselves as well. And every child from reception all the way up to the sixth form does a sponsored walk from St Peter's site in Southbourne all the way to Hengistbury Head and back. It's a great day, it's a wonderful day where we come together as a community. Being a Catholic school, our ethos is hugely important to us, and perhaps the easiest way to understand this is by looking at the golden rule from St Matthew's Gospel. This is the way we like to live our lives here at St Peter's, is the rule by which we always try to abide, and the rule goes as follows. So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. And if we can follow that very simple rule, we will all fit in well here at the school. Being a Catholic school is distinct from other schools, so I'd like to say a little bit more about what it means to be part of a Catholic school. Pope Francis has a wonderful quote about education. I'd like to read that to you now. Education cannot be neutral. It is either positive or negative. Either it enriches or it impoverishes. Either it enables a person to grow or it lessens, even corrupts them. The mission of schools is to develop a sense of truth, of what is good and what is beautiful. So as a school, we have a real mission to do exactly what it is Pope Francis says, and that's something we try to do every day in our lives here at St Peter's, no matter whether you're in reception or all the way up in year 13. Being part of the de La Salle order also has its own distinct charism as well, and St John Baptist de La Salle formed the order all the way back in the 1600s. And it's amazing to think that someone who was around over 300 years ago still has something very important to say to us today. And this is something we really look for in all of our teachers, and it's a wonderful line about what it means to be a teacher, and we look for this every time we appoint a member of staff to the school. St John Baptist de La Salle said this: "To touch the hearts of your students is the greatest miracle you can perform." So at St Peter's, we're all about hearts and we're all about minds. As well as my brief talk this evening, as I said, there are a number of other talks I'd like you to watch as well. So Miss Wogan, the head of the primary phase, will talk to you an awful lot more about what our curriculum is all about here at St Peter's. Mr Spackman, who's one of our assistant head teachers, has produced a video on admissions process, so you understand how it is you go about applying for a place here. We've got various other videos with our children in. The first one I called Meet Our Children, which is where children from year 5 and year 6 will answer some of those questions you may have about school, telling you what it is they enjoy about their time here at St Peter's. We've also created a video which is a day in the life of a reception class. So again, gives you an idea as to what activities your child may be doing in September next year. We've also created a drone video of our beautiful site, so you got to see all the facilities that we have as you can't come around in person. And we're also running a live Zoom question and answer session on October the 22nd. So there'll be more information on the website about how you can get a place on that and also how you can ask any questions in advance. So that's really all there is for me. I'd like to say thank you for coming along this evening and please do enjoy the rest of the videos. Enjoy your time.